everyone, welcome to another video, and today's video is going to be a review on All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. First I want to say I really love this cover. I just adore it so much. I think it's just really nice, and I love the color schemes. So I'm just going to talk about what this is about, and then I'm going to go into how I felt about it. So, alright, so let me try and put this in words. So this book is about two main characters, a boy, Finch, and a girl, Violet. Finch, he's pretty much going through, he's got some problems going on at home. First, his parents just got divorced, his father moved away and got remarried and everything, and his mom is like barely ever there, and if she is there, I don't know, I just feel like she's not really all together there. So it's just pretty much it's him and his two sisters, and he's got something wrong with him. Like, I feel like it's like he can sleep for like months, and I feel like it's like a coma state, but they don't really go into that. It's what he just calls the asleep, and then when he's awake he calls that the awake time, I think. Yeah, I think he calls that the awake, or yeah, something like that. And it's just him going through life and trying to find a way to survive it. He meets Violet in school, and they form some kind of bond, she's also going through problems. She was in a car crash with her sister. Her sister didn't survive it, but she did, so she's of course going through the whole, she blames herself for it. They should have never gone down that road, and she wasn't the one driving, but she still feels responsible. And yeah, she's also trying to stay, just to survive. Well, it's not surviving, but there's a lot of suicidal moments. There's a lot of thought about suicide and death and life and love and family. I mean, there's so much that goes into this book. And at first, when I first picked it up, I wasn't really grasped. Like, I was in it, but I wasn't really completely in it. But I just got sucked in. Like, after, I don't know, maybe 50 pages, I was sucked in. I couldn't put it down. Just how Finch and Violet were together, keeping each other alive, pretty much. Just, everything that's going on with them. They both have to see a counselor, and oh my god, man, there's a scene where Violet is seeing her school counselor, and the school counselor saying how she's not active in school. She used to be, I believe she was a cheerleader, I'm pretty sure about that. If not, though, maybe not, or maybe I'm getting it mixed up with something else, but she was definitely active in school. She loved to write, that's what it was. She really loved to write. And her sister had this blog that they did. It was like, I think it was like a fashion, it was just like a blog where they could talk about anything, pretty much. And like fashion and books and stuff like that. But it was her and her sister's blog. So she's, of course, not active with that because her sister's gone. And it's just, ever since her sister passed away, she's just gone down this, spiral of depression. And the counselor's like, oh yeah, she just says something. And it really upsets me. And it's like, you have no right to tell her what to do. Like, I think she was saying something like, you need, like, you've had all this time to process or whatever, so now it's time to get back in the world. Like, you have no right to say that. Like, just from my opinion, I would have just walked out and left. I would have been like, you have no right to tell me how to grieve. that's just how I would have been. In A Nurse Finch, and his dad left and remarried, and his mom was barely there, and he doesn't know what's wrong with him really either. And I still don't understand. The one thing that kind of upset me about this book is they didn't go in depth about what was wrong with him. Like, how can he fall asleep for months without waking up, but then just wake up and be around, It's like, is that depression? Or is that something else? Like, they never really went into that. And that's what, that was the only thing I had a problem with. Other than that, I was, like, really engrossed in this. I was just everything that happened made me think, and it affected me. It's just all the suicidal thoughts. And I love that Finch, has, in this book, there's all these quotes and sayings, and it's just so, amazing how they do that. And oh yeah, like, there's so many things that Finch does that it's like, I don't know, I really, really thought that was neat. I love the little quotes, the sayings, just pretty much, I love Finch. I loved everything that was going through his mind. I could relate to everything that was going through his mind. Like, not really, but, I wasn't truly relating to him, because apparently, my parents never got divorced, so I don't really know, but there's just something about him that I connected to. And Violet as well, like, I thought she was a really relatable character, and, I thought the issues that they were going through were completely real and relatable, and it's just, like, this could happen, like, this could be a true story, really. And I thought this was just so good. And when I finished it, I literally, on my Goodreads page, I didn't delete my Goodreads page, but I deleted what I said on my review of this. But at first, when I finished it, I put in, I just couldn't process this. I needed a while to process what I was going to rate it, what I was going to say about it. Even now, it's still hard for me to talk about it, because I'm still, like, it's still kind of jumbled in my mind. I'm still, like, reeling from it. But the thing is that I felt so affected. I'm always thinking about this. I'm always going through it in my mind. And I always look back to it, even though it's only been a couple of weeks, I think, since I read it. But I'm still, reeling from it, that I had to give it a 5-star rating. I still feel like my 5-star rating was good. That was something I wanted, because, I was thinking about giving it a 3-star from the beginning, and then, it was hard to process. It was a really, really great read. The writing was, it wasn't about the writing for me, and that's the thing. It was about the characters. I was so engrossed in the characters that I didn't care about anything else. And that's why I gave it a 5-star rating, because I was just so into this book. And I'm still, like, I can still picture some scenes in my mind. I'm still looking back to it, and I loved it. And at first, it was hard for me to decide what to rate it. But it took me a while to figure it out. But it's just, every time I thought about, what I was going to rate it. Like, was I going to rate it a 3-star? Because I still enjoyed it, and I wasn't going to go any below 3. Was I going to rate it a 4 stars? What was I going to say about it? And I was like, I can't not give it 5 stars. It was just so good. It's so real. And that's how I felt. It felt real to me. And I loved it. This was amazing. And I highly recommend picking up this book. it was just, it's just so hard for me to put in words how I felt about this book, because there's so much I want to say, but I don't know how to say it, and I don't want to spoil anything that happens in this book, but this is definitely a tearjerker, so definitely bring tissues. If you haven't read this book yet, definitely do so, and when you do, if you feel like you're a emotional person, like I am definitely an emotional person, I will cry at the drop of a hat pretty much, but so definitely bring tissues. But I still feel, even if you're not an emotional person, you will still feel affected by this book, because it's just how good it is. The characters just bring it to life. At least that's how I feel. So yeah, definitely pick this book up. It was really, really good. Definitely thoughts of, I mean, you really think about life and death and suicide and loss. Those are all like in your mind when you're going through this book, because you can't help but not feel it. And it's just, it's definitely an enjoyable ride to get on. I mean, it was so good. And definitely bring tissues, because you're gonna cry. At least I cried a lot. And I felt for Finch, and I felt for Violet. And it's just so good. So good. I don't know what else to say about it. But yeah, that's my review of All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.